welcome to What's Growing at CMC, the weekly segment where I, Daniel,
and I, Talasha, share with you about some of what God is up to here at College Mennonite Church.
First off, happy Thursday.
Today marks our first episode in our new time slot.
Last Sunday was an exciting day here at CMC.
Our first graders received their Bibles during worship.
And after Sunday school, they went on a treasure hunt with their families.
The treasure hunt had them looking up scripture from the beginning to the end of their new Bibles.
And it sent them all over the outside of the church, even all the way to the recycling bins on the other side of the parking lot.
Church family members met them at each location to give them the next clue.
Their search eventually led them to me, and I got to give them their prize, a Bible cookbook that encourages them to read stories in the Bible and then make recipes that go along with those stories.
The book.
This thing
also has maps that they can trace stories on, and a Bible memorization acrostic.
With all of that walking, they certainly earned their lunch.
We enjoyed a picnic together, thanks to Addie Lehman.
And then Violet, an older sibling and experienced Deep Blue Bible user, taught the first graders about how to use the various guides in their new Bibles.
Don't forget to send our first graders your favorite verses so they can mark them in their new Bibles.
We also had a wedding in the sanctuary on Sunday.
Mikael and Natalia, who arrived here several months ago from Venezuela, got married in a small and meaningful ceremony after the bilingual service.
Gabby did some last-minute decorating, which involved a balloon fishing expedition.
Basically, a balloon floated away in the sanctuary, and they had to get a little innovative to retrieve it.
Thankfully, David had the presence of mind to catch it on camera, so you'll get to see that in a bit.
You will also get to see Jonathan Ruel's worship doodles from last week.
He texts these doodles to us most Sundays, and getting them is always a highlight for us.
What are you creating as you worship?
We have a newly dedicated space for sharing these worship time creations.
A section of the bulletin board by the gathering rooms is there for your doodle sharing.
When you do something that you're willing to share, just pin it up there so that we can all be inspired and enjoy it.
It's one way to carry on the act of worship beyond this space.
Some of us who've been around CMC for a while will remember Claudia Smucker.
Claudia was a pastor here for several years and now lives in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Dottie Kaufman reports that 5 CMCers met Claudia for supper there in Pennsylvania last week.
Claudia, if you're watching, hello from your CMC family.
Happy birthdays this week go out to Dawn Yost and Cynthia McMullen.
Wish them well with a card or email or phone call.
Of course, these are just the birthdays that we know of.
We get them off of our Instant Church Directory app each week.
Your birthday will show up on the app if you've opted into the app and given your birthday information.
And if you haven't already, download the app so you can do that.
Instructions on how to do so are in your Thursday church email.
This coming Sunday, in both worship services and in Children's Sunday School, we will be focusing on the call of Samuel.
If you would like to come prepared, read 1 Samuel chapter 3.
And we will hear during the first worship service about how God has called Bohan Lin when she and Marilyn Graber share during children's time.
As you bring your work week to a close and prepare for whatever this weekend holds for you, remember,
God was, God is, and God will be.
Thanks be to God.
Planting and hoeing, there's something showing, popping up through the sod. The Spirit's blowing, new life we're knowing, giving and growing in the garden of God. Reaping and sowing, planting and hoeing, there's something showing, popping up through the sod. The Spirit's blowing, new life we're knowing, giving and growing in the garden of God. and sowing, planting and hoeing. There's something showing, popping up through the soil. The Spirit's blowing, new life will know.
Okay, we got something.
¡Yay! ¡El rescate! Con cuidado.